Today on the channel, we take a trip to Best Buy. Oh, remember Best Buy? For the Shredder Clone Best Buy exclusive NECA Mirage 3-pack.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles unboxing and review. And today on the channel, from the Mirage line, we got the Shredder Clone Pack Best Buy exclusive. But for all your non-Best Buy needs and a whole lot more, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on in-stock items. Anything over $79 does ship free. Got to get the deal out there. And this is an interesting one, as yes, you heard me right. Best Buy exclusive. Best Buy, a lot of glory times in the 90s and early 2000s, all the way through like 2000, I don't know what year, 2015, let's call it. Who knows? A lot of time, a lot of money spent at Best Buy if you're anything like me, and usually on the CD variety is what I was up to. Of course, every Tuesday used to be new CD, DVD release day. I believe it is Fridays now. But you used to get there at Best Buy at Open. They'd always have these special box sets, special things like that, Best Buy exclusives. I remember when the Beatles anthology came out and they came with interview CDs if you bought them at Best Buy. Iron Maiden, The Book of Souls, one of the last ones I probably bought back in the day. It came with the Book of Souls t-shirt, Best Buy exclusive. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of cool stuff, a lot of good times at Best Buy, especially like high school. You'd go on lunch, you'd sneak out of school, or you'd have pass out of school, or whatever you want to call it. But you'd head to Best Buy that was right down the street from my school, so I'd go there, grab my CD, go back to school. A lot of great times at Best Buy, and very interesting that the great times are good times here again, maybe, because Best Buy is now starting to carry a lot more action figures. They've always carried some in the last decade, let's say, but it was worth checking maybe once or twice a year. They really never got anything new, but now we're getting Super 7 product and NECA product at Best Buy, including, apparently, NECA exclusives now. So this is an interesting pack. Gotta admit, it didn't knock me out of my seat. I didn't fall over and knock into the detolfs like I do when like a Super 7 King Diamond figure is announced or something. But this is an interesting pack. I ended up pulling the trigger on it. I don't know if it's going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, no pun intended. But it is a very easy repaint here. It is an interesting one. It is a box set at the end of the day. So without further ado, let's check it out and let's do it like we do all the other ones here on the channel. Let's take a look at the packaging. Let's talk about it. Let's unbox it. Let's talk about it. Let's see where it goes from there. And there it is, the old Shredder Clone 3-pack. Now, we've had all three of these in the past. Now we're getting them here re-released. You got the little Shredder, you got the big Goro Shredder, and then you got the, what was it, Loot Crate Shredder? I believe that's what it was. So you get three Shredders here, just some crazy wild colors. And I have not read all the Mirage stuff. I've obviously dabbled in it, but I don't remember this. But I'm sure there was some panels of them in the shadows and these different colors, something like that. Very similar packaging, uniform, but just a little bigger box. Got the glamour shots, all that kind of stuff, the turtle logos, all that fun stuff. Number 14, it says right here on the side, so number 14 in the line. Glamour shot of the three right there. Then on the back, I love how they do the cross cells here. It's just pictures of their heads, no names, no nothing. Army glamour shots of all the army builders right here looking good. Definitely an interesting packaging design. It does say meanwhile and then to be continued. So that's what we're going to do here. Meanwhile, to be continued on this unboxing. You got a nice little street scene in the background there, looking kind of nice. Very cool. But there it goes. See you later. Goodbye. And then we get the three clones. Looking good right there. Looking really good right there. But we got a lot of unpacking to do here. We got them locked up with twist tie after twist tie, a.k.a. the bane of Kyle's existence. Giving the old scissors a workout. That's what we do here on the channel every single day. And we just hope that we don't cut our fingers off. Shout out to that guy. There was a guy that messaged me on Twitter, said, you always talk about cutting your fingers off. And he said he's been opening things for like 30 years. And he was unboxing a Marvel Select Carnage figure the other day. And lo and behold, about ripped his finger off. So you got to be careful. It's a dangerous game, this unboxing game. It seems like all fun and games, but oh no, just watch out. One of these days you might lose a finger, a thumb. You never know. You never know which way it might go, but it could be dangerous. It could be very dangerous. I got all these here. Okay, I got one more down here. A lot of stuff going on. Oh, I just about clipped the finger. Just about clipped it there. Oh boy, and I've always promised if I ever cut my finger off, I'm going to continue the review. I'm going to finish the review. Always finish what you started. That's what you got to do. Get there at the waist, get there at the waist, and I think we're ready. I think we're ready to party. It's all time to part. Whoa, holy cow. That's what happens when you don't have twist ties holding them in. They just fall out. There it is right there. All right, there's the old Goro. Bam, see you later off the bottom there. Pop that out. Bam, see you later. And there it is. Oh no! Whoa, that was a close one. It didn't quite get the angle on that. Just kind of hit the screen just a little bit. But dangerous times, dangerous measures. That's the way it goes, really, at the end of the day. But I'm going to put these hands, break all this stuff up between these guys where it all goes. I think we're ready to go here. We're ready. We're ready to go. So no extra hands on this one. There it is. All right, we're going to start with the little guy here. We're going to go little guy first. Oh, little guys. Love the little people. We got the little Shredder clone. He's looking real little. I do love that he has only one like spike on his hands there. Usually you see 2 or 3, but since he's little, he only gets 1 apparently. Definitely a little guy. We've seen him before. He was in the clone pack with Goro. Man, extremely tight joints on this guy. I will point that out right away. This is almost an accessory piece here. I mean, there's not a ton of movement. His arms do move. His legs move a little bit. No elbows, knee articulation. A little bit of head movement, but blocked by his Legion of Doom S spikes he's got there. But you got the blue and black attack, which always looks really nice. Definitely a color variant of the prior one. No peg holes on the feet, anything like that. He's just a little guy at the end of the day. He does got a little cloth in the front there, a little loincloth action. But really, he is more of an accessory than an action figure. There's no doubt about it. Right there, but definitely an interesting little guy. Definitely one, and I remember him being hard to stand, and I guess some things never change. Oh, well, who knows? I could make him stand, but he did stand right there. And I do got his original counterpart over here, looking more like Mirage Shredder, I guess, but this is another one of those clones repainted, and once again, he's kind of hard to stand, but that's the way it goes here. That's the way it goes. But there they are, right there together. So a little paint different, and bam, you got a new figure. That's why this isn't necessarily for everybody at the end of the day. But we're going to continue on. We're going to go littlest all the way to biggest. I guess that's the way we're going to do this one here. Now, this is a cool one. The red and black attack looking really nice. Almost looks bloody in a lot of ways here. And this one is probably the hardest to get of the 3 of these figures, of the old incarnations, because this was a Loot Crate exclusive. And I'm happy I ended up holding on to mine very stupidly, or maybe not stupid at the time, but I sold my Shredder Loot Crate exclusive. One of these days I got to track that bad boy back down because I am missing that. That's the only one I'm missing from the collection now. But at the time I said, they're not going to make any more of these. It's just kind of a one and done thing. I can sell it. I don't need it, all that. Well, here we are now. I got a whole line going on. But definitely I'm glad I kept this version of Shredder with the big claw hands and all that. And like I said, the red and black really makes this one stand out. Definitely a darkness to this one. Almost feels like a bloody mess. Feels like a Slayer video. Feels like we're going a little south of heaven or something. If you ever caught Slayer on that Raining Blood tour where they played the album front to back, oh, what a time to be alive that was. And then at the end, they dropped all the blood from the ceiling. It was a great show. I'm sure some of you guys saw it, but shout out to Slayer. Shout out to Slayer. Shout out to Tom. Shout out to Carrie. Shout out to Dave Lombardo. Jeff Hanneman. Well, shout out to him too. And Gary Holt. Why not as well? Gary Holt. We'll shout out all the members. All the members getting shout out here today. But I do like this guy. I really do like the coloring on this one. Red and black attack looks really fierce, looks really bad. Really do like the way this guy looks. He looks like a dangerous dude you wouldn't want to mess with. But of course, the big old claw hands really bring this one out. Definitely cool. Definitely just very beast-like is what that is there. Of course, classic Shredder head on the top. I think you know this is Shredder if you do see this. There's no doubt about it. He's got his, once again, Legion of Doom style shoulder pads there. You got the loincloth going on. Big old feet on Shredder, which definitely helps him for being able to stand. No doubt about it there. He can stand very easily on his own. He needs a good base because of these big old claw hands. Got some weight to him. There's no doubt about it. Arms do go all the way around, a little bit blocked by the shoulder guards. These are not movable out of the way, so you got to kind of work your arms around them. You get a bicep cut. Double jointed elbows. They are not pinless, though. And then no real articulation on these claws. There's a little bit of movability here, but really nothing to really write home about. Head side to side, back and forth, a little bit of that action there. And he does have a joint in his neck there. So you do got like a neck crunch, I guess we'd call it. So he's got like an ab crunch in his neck, which is very interesting. He's got a little bit of a giraffe neck as well. Waist articulation, you got to have it. Those big old Shredder splits if you need it. No thigh cut, but you do get the legs side to side. Of course, double jointed knees going on there. No boot cut, but you do get ankles back and forth, side to side. So very, very fun look here. He does have peg holes on the bottom. Like I said, you don't really need them, but we're going to test it out. Does he fit on a ringside collectible Mattel stand? What do you know? He fits perfectly right there. So if you need those, head to ringside. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. But he does have big feet. He doesn't necessarily need these after all at the end of the day. But definitely looks very, very cool. And I do got the original Mirage one right here. I will say, I don't know about yours, but mine has been posed with these up. And slowly over time, kind of the joints worn out a little bit. And they've kind of hung down. I think that's just kind of gravity taking its toll. It takes some time. But it does happen there. But we got two versions of this guy now. Claw hand shredder. Man, that's pretty cool at the end of the day. Very, very cool. And this is more iconic, I guess. But there's something cool about this one. I love this red and black coloring on this guy. Definitely a good looking figure right there. All right, so now I guess we're going to the main event. We're going to Goro Shredder. I guess that's kind of his nickname in a lot of ways. He does look like Goro. He's got 4 arms going on. He's definitely interesting here. He's a young purple and black attack, like a young Zack Ryder or something out there. Who knows what's going on with him? But we do get extra hands with him. He's the only one that gets accessories here. He does have 4 hands. So we got open hand, fisted hand. And then we get 2 gripping hands right here. And then we get a splayed out hand and another splayed out hand. So you can mix and match. You want to keep them right and left. You can move the fist up, the fist down. You can do really whatever you want. So truly a Goro style choose your own hand adventure right here. He also has this, gosh, what do they call these things? Anyways, you cut off his arm or whatever. You can stick this in his arm. You can do this if you want to, and it's all purple and black attack as well. Like worms type look to him. I don't know what it is technically. I already forgot, but I remember talking about it in the last review where we had this one here. But you can remove the hand, the arm more like it, and you stick this in there, and that kind of plugs the hole right there. We're all about plugging holes over here on the channel. You know that. But definitely an interesting one, a big bruiser shredder. I mean, it looks like Shredder, but it doesn't look like Shredder. I guess Super Shredder you could call it almost. But he's got 4 arms. He's got his loincloth going on. He's got his regular Shredder kind of wrappings. The purple and black is really what stands out on this one. It's definitely an interesting looking figure. There's no doubt about it here. Got those LOD shoulder spikes as well. Got the spikes on the forearm like we see with Shredder usually. Got the one little blade here on the end of each hand there for his little weapons going on. Talked about the hands already, definitely looking good. Articulation, each arm, each hand is removable. And then you do get the double jointed elbows there. They are not pinned. You do get a bicep cut. Arms move, but the other arms kind of get in the way. And then the shoulder gauntlets are not movable as well on this one. Head, a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of up and down. Nice red eyes on this shredder here. Waist articulation. Oh my gosh, very tight, but it is there, so he's got waist articulation. He can do those big old Goro-like splits if he needs to. He's ready for Mortal Kombat, maybe. Double-jointed knees here, very tight double-jointed knees. No boot cut, but you do get the ankles back and forth, side to side. The usual NECA articulation, we'll call this one here. Does he fit on a ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% at Mattel stands. There it is. The Mattel stand does work. A little bit of a tight fit, but that's the way it goes sometimes. He definitely fits right there, and just like the other ones, you got this guy as well, so a big, beefy dude. There's something kind of cool about these color variations here. I mean, they're definitely not going to be for everybody. I don't feel they are must-haves, but there's just something kind of cool, and I'm going to put all these guys together on my shelf together as a little unit of shredders, mini shredders, forearm shredders, claw shredders. Definitely just a cool idea here, and definitely a perfect exclusive for Best Buy. You know, it's one of those things, I don't know if this would sell so well at Targets or Walmarts or things like that, but to be exclusive to Best Buy, and let's be honest, you get it Best Buy online or you go to the store, 1 out of every couple of stores will probably have this one here. So it is a good exclusive for Best Buy, and we've got other exclusives that we're going to talk about as well, so stay tuned to this channel for those unboxings. But definitely is a thing that warrants, and I can just see it. I can think of me sitting in the business meetings for my day job, probably the same kind of instance here. Hey, we're NECA. We really want to have our product. They're at Walmarts. They're at Targets. They're at specialty shops. They're at things like that. They're online, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store. We'd really love to have our NECA products with you, Best Buy. And that Best Buy buyer sits there and says, well, you know, we're always open to trying new things, and, you know, we're really trying to diversify the Best Buy brand. You know, we got washers and refrigerators and TVs and vacuums and a little bit of DVDs and music, not as much as we'd like them to have. Times have changed, of course. But yeah, we're looking at expanding our action figure thing and making that a destination for action figure collectors. And hey, I'm going to buy an action figure. Maybe I'll look at the TVs while I'm here. Oh, I'm getting this new 65-inch Samsung at the end of the day. So I can see that negotiation playing out. I've been on both sides of that table, and it's always fun. It's always a fun negotiation. But I'm sure NECA came there. We want to put our stuff in here. We got to have our minimums. Best Buy said, okay, we got X amount of stores. We're going to do it in this thing here. Well, we want to do it. How can we sweeten the pie? How can we get our name out there? NECA is like, well, we have exclusives we could give you. And then Best Buy manager, depending if he has any knowledge on action figures, and I'd say 99% of the time they really don't. This guy used to be the TV buyer. Now he got moved over to action figures and DVDs or something like that. And they sit there and they go back and forth and say, okay, we're going to give you this 3-pack Shredder. And that guy doesn't probably know anything about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but even like my dad, he's no expert on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But if I said, Dad, have you ever heard of Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? He can say, oh yeah, Shredder the bad guy. Most people know that. So then that buyer's like, oh, you're going to give me a 3-pack of Shredder? Knowing it's just a repaint, not really setting the hardcore action figure guys, on fire there. But that buyer just sits there and says, oh my gosh, we're going to get that. We're going to do that. We will buy all those. We want those Shredder clone exclusives. You're going to give me the Wanderer Michelangelo? Oh, I know Michelangelo. I've heard of him. An exclusive just for us, for Best Buy. Long story, Kyle going off on a rant here, but that's usually kind of how those things go. Obviously, there's different sides of things like that, but definitely an interesting one, and a good job on the NECA team selling something like this in that's not a must-have, but definitely get your foot in the door, and you get your foot in the door, and now you're selling Scream figures, Predator figures, Godzilla figures, whatever else you might need to sell. That's the way it goes at the end of the day. A little business hat talk here with the Clone Shredder 3-pack. But what are your thoughts on this 3-pack? All in, all out, thinking about it, long game, have no idea what this even is? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content, including early access to videos like this over on the Patreon channel. And Patreon is definitely the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter. Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. I said Twitter, but I meant the X. Don't forget the X. There it is. So for the Clone Shredders, I am Kyle. See you guys all real soon.